So, it will be an introduction for this method, design thinking and effectuation. Just a point, we are engineers, IT developers, IT project managers, telecom guys, but many times we are building, mixing technologies to do another technology. I said a few minutes ago, we do toy for the CEO, and nobody care in the world. A lot of people in the big company are very happy. You have a page in the intranet, but no more. So that's why 5 years ago, I started to learn this principle and method that unlock me. I mean, in my job of project manager of innovation. So again, why we have to innovate? We have to innovate in the blue ocean to avoid to be Microsoft, Kodak, or BlackBerry. And again, we have to try to build new innovation from 0 to 1 in the blue ocean. Avoid to do what our competitors are doing, and try to do a big thing. But to work in this blue ocean, we have to learn new method and principle. So again, the goal is to reach the blue point. And I will start about effectuation. Effectuation is 5 principles built from research, how entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, the guy who do innovation in big company, it means that we are talking about innovation. So Sarah Sarasvati, she is a cognitive scientist, and she conducted 10 years ago a study of entrepreneurs. Why these entrepreneurs succeed? Entrepreneurs make decisions and take action, and she found how do they do that, and the method and principle they use. The result is the effectuation theory. How many people know effectuation in this room? Okay, great. To be at the TAD Summit, it's an opportunity to share. It's an opportunity to listen, great presentation. Thank you, Ellen. Make partnership, do networking, connect the dots. It's one of the principles of the effectuation theory. Let's start a few years ago. When I become an IT project manager, I am a former IT developer. This is the triangle of every project manager. To do a personal project, build a house, buy a car, or a professional project, we use this triangle. We will do something, the features requested, the specification, with a level of quality, and we will spend time and budget, resources, human resources. And this is the causal logic. Many times, I remember I was a contractor in Alcatel Nexira 1 10 years ago. The project manager, the sales people, expect that the feature and the quality will be better, expect that we will reach the point and we will minimize the resources, and the delay will be shorter. But in fact, many times this kind of project, we don't reach, at the time, we don't reach the quality, we don't reach all features expected, we spent more time, more resources, and at the end, well, good project, bad project, many times it was bad project. So to do innovation, we cannot do like that. And I want to say that there are two logic. The first one is the causal logic. The second one is the effectual logic. So there is an example. If you want to invite and make a dinner to your friends, there are two solutions. The first one is to write the menu, write the receipts, do shopping, go to the kitchen, and cook. You will spend money and time. The other solution is to start about what you have in your fridge, what you can do with the items in your fridge, and ask your friends to take part of the meal and share. So, Nicolas, you'll bring the bottle of wine. You'll bring the dessert, you agree? And Alan, you'll bring the starters, you agree? So, in the first solution, causal logic, you are alone, and maybe some of your friends don't like cheese. So, they will be disappointed, and you also. If every friend brings something, and it will be better for your money, and there are more chances that everybody will be happy. Why? Because they will be engaged to the result. This is an effectual logic. So, just this slide to highlight the difference between a project management logics. One side, the causal logic. Many project managers are doing like that, and they expect to do innovation. It's impossible. And the other side, it's the causal logic. We will put on the left side all the means in front of us to do something. And on the other side, we do pivot. We will apply all the 5 principles of the effectuation. So let's start with the first principle. Entrepreneurs start with what they have on hand. So Sarah Sarasvati called it bird in hand principle. I call it the fridge principle. So the first principle, entrepreneurs start from what they have on hand and think what they can do. To do innovation, we have to start with our means, who I am, what I know, and whom I know. Then I imagine possibilities with these means. The second principle, it's the affordable loss. To do innovation, we have to limit risk by understanding what we can afford to lose at each step. So, for the first step, I define the limit. I have 3 months. I have 5,000 euros. How to maximize the return of these 3 months of work and 5,000 euros. And after that, I make a balance sheet to do another step. After that, I stop the project, or I do a pivot, or I do another step. The third principle is the crazy patchwork. A patchwork, it's a piece of tissue built with former tissues, destroyed crosses, tissue that we could put on the garbage. And when we stitch these different pieces of tissues, it's a beautiful result. What does it mean? Innovation is built with partnerships, with stakeholders. It means that I reduce the risk and I co-create the market with others. The innovation is a patchwork that with that I built with the people that I meet. I just want to talk about one project that I did around 10 years ago. Yes, 7 years ago. Sylvain maybe is in the room. No, I don't know. So we decided to build an application in 2009 to avoid IVR and waiting queue in the call center. We used at the time an asterisk. 8 years ago, there are no competitors. It's amazing, and we are using this application in our insurance company. So the partnerships is very important, and we co-built the future together. Another principle, number 4, is the lemonade principle. Why? Because there is a sentence, if lemons fall on your head, do lemonade. When I do innovation, I have good and mostly bad surprises on the way. And now I take advantage of this good and bad surprise. To do innovation, you start with an idea, and then following an event, observation, failure, suggestion, you have to change direction. And it's not a problem. And this is a very, very nice story. Maybe some people in the room know the Stasi company. Who knows? You know? Okay. Well, these guys start with a restaurant before doing chips, and the restaurant was good, and there were a very big queue waiting to the dinner or at noon, I don't remember exactly, and they decide to make chips to give to the customer who are waiting in the queue. And one time, some customers say to the owner, to this restaurant, okay, guys, your restaurant is not so good, but the chips are amazing. So they start the project, the innovation like that. And now it's a huge business in the US. So we are talking about pivot. It means that in the way, we have to change the direction of the project. And it's not a problem. The last point is the principle number 5, pilot in the plane. Entrepreneurs don't predict the future. They build the future, like a pilot in the plane. When we innovate, we have no need to plan the future. We don't need to be a visionary because we are building the future. Nothing is waiting in advance. We co-build opportunities. We cannot predict the future, but we can predict the future consequence of our present actions. And I like to talk about Tesla and SpaceX. I remember in 2017, during 24 hours, Tesla built a landing page, and to reserve the Tesla Model 3, you have to put $1,000 in this landing page. And after 24 hours, they receive, I have to read, $180 million of reservation. So what I can say, they built the future. And it's exactly the same for SpaceX company. They can start a rocket right now for 50% of the price of Arianespace. That's amazing. So, remember, what is the first principle, Nicolas? Fridge. The second is affordable loss, exactly. The third, exactly, crazy patchwork. We have to engage growing number of stakeholders. The fourth, lemonade. Remember, if some lemons fall in your heads, do lemonade in the project. And the five, pilot in the plane. Okay. So, if you want to have a documentation about Sarah Sarasvati, you can flash the QR code, or you can go directly. I will give to you during this workshop some document like that. I wait a few minutes. So it's like a spirit in a project. And this principle will unlock you in the project. That's very important. So now, I use effectuation principle to drive the innovation project. Now, how we can find the best innovative product or the best innovative services? This is the story of Airbnb. How many people in the room know the story, how they start Airbnb? Okay. You know, it's an incredible story. They start the company with 2 airbeds in their student room with a great breakfast. So, after 6 years, in 2014, the company valuation was more than 10 billion of US dollar. They use design thinking. That's why it's a success. So the design thinking, it's a human-centered approach with 3 main qualities of the project manager. First, empathy. Second, curiosity. Third, observation. My wife, in her French government primary school, she's a teacher, and to better teach mathematics for children, she used design thinking, and it's a success. The main ideas for design thinking, and I try to sum up all the method, are: you have an idea, build a prototype. So that's why we are 100% in the same page with Alan. You have an idea, build a prototype. And build the prototype to put the prototype in the hand of users. Why? To listen users, no more to do specification. It means that we have to build to think. Remember, many times, engineer, we do specification, pages, 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 again pages, and at the end, nobody read these pages. And many times, IT project management projects are nightmare. We spend billions of euros sometimes for the project. I'm thinking about some French government project. It's incredible. So, why? Because they not use this principle, this method, build to think. Build quickly and put on the hand of the user and listen the user. So another point, do immersion, dive, to search pain. So the goal for innovation is to solve human pains. And there are so many pains currently in the world. Poverty, unemployment, climate change, pollution, migration, racism, anti-racism, improve education. So most of the time they are linked. And if you solve these pains, you can make a very good business. You agree, Nicolas?
I agree.
Okay. But the business is only the consequence and not the goal. I start a prototype, the drone prototype. With this drone, I spent 3,000 euros, no more. We paint the drone in orange. We put a camera, and we went to the field with farmers and insurance experts. And I listen farmers and insurance claims expert. And I did in specification like that, no more. Again, the goal is to reach the blue point. Again, it's possible to build with the technology that we know. It's possible to make business, and about human value, we will change the world. That's very important. So it's a spirit for the project manager. And there are many universities where you can learn design thinking. I learned in this university, and I try to do an introduction for you in that summit, the main tools of design thinking. So there are 5 phases in the design thinking. First, empathize. Second, define. Third, ideate. 4, prototype. 5, test. I love this left picture. If you learn design thinking, every teacher will show you this picture. The project was done using design thinking and how an MRI scanner for children in a hospital becomes a pirate ship. And before that, child were crying before going inside the scanner. After using design thinking and putting this painting on the scanner, the child say, "Mommy, can we come back tomorrow?" So this is very important. And many times in my company, people say to me, "Oh, Philippe, please stop with design thinking. Stop talking about design thinking." And I have some figures. Apple, last week, $500 billion on the stock market. They are using design thinking. 250 billion in cash. They can give Apple more than 30 euros for each people in this planet. You know? So if you don't believe about this method, because we are talking about user experience and blah, 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 use design thinking, you will improve the business of your company. So the first phase is empathize. It means immersion, the pain, the unconscious needs. Understand and put yourself in the place. Many times when the IT project, it's a nightmare. Why? Because the specification, people, users, customers, they don't care. World don't care about the product. Again, it's a toy for a CEO, no more. So, every time you will see this icon at the bottom right, it means that the slide describes some tools of the toolbox. Don't worry, I will give all the documentation at the end. And to do empathize, I'm using 3 tools. Extreme users, customers who love my company. I'm saying customers. I'm not saying sales guys who are working with me. I don't care about sales guys. I care about customers. Customers who love my company. Customers who hate my company. There are customers who hate my company. And the third, why people are not my customer and why people doesn't know my company. This is extreme users. Another point, I write personas. Well, this guy, I met this guy, 30 years old, divorced, 2 children. So you have this guy in the head, and then I use the empathy card during interviews, what they do, what they say, what they think, what they feel. The second phase is the definition. Define the real problem, the main problem. So it means I dig the main cause of the problem. And you know, one of the tools, again, it's the 5 why method. Who knows the 5 why method? Right. Well, it's this tool, it's from the lean management method. So I just want to give an example. My car doesn't start. Why? Because the battery is not charged. Why? Because the alternator doesn't work. Why? Because I have exceeded the duration recommended by the manufacturer. Why? I did not respect the manufacturer recommendation. So the real problem is information. And this is the root cause of the problem. The third phase is ideation. So everybody who play innovation so many times without skill in a company, they do brainstorming. Many times is to put post-it in the wall and expect that the CEO will be going near this wall, you know, no more. So, first, be quantitative. And second, select the best idea. Here are my tools, 3 tools. First, we have to start a brainstorming using one sentence, how could we? How could we? The second, the rules of brainstorming, criticism is abolished, quantity is preferred, wacky ideas are welcome, and multiply the idea. It means that don't hesitate to hack others' idea. And at the end, well, I use the Eisenhower matrix to select the best idea, to select the nuggets. It means what less efforts will have the best stake. The phase number 4, prototype. Remember, we have to build quick and dirty. Quick and dirty the main ideas. Remember, a prototype is built to put this prototype on the hand of the users, to listen users, to create or improve specification. So I love the picture on the top right. This prototype was made by IDEO engineers to build a scalpel for surgeon in hospital. It was the first meeting with surgeon and the designer from IDEO. I love this picture. And now it's a huge business. So the idea starts like that. So a prototype, it's a landing page. A prototype could be a theater play, you know, if you want to explain what could be the services, okay. Do a theater play in front of the users and listen to the users. An object, a video. So, for example, for the drone, I have a video. It was a fake, the video, when we start the project. The drone at the time doesn't work, doesn't take picture. The application that you can see on the video was fake, but never mind. We receive all the information from the users. Of course, for the company, okay, Philippe, go ahead. It's a good idea. And this is very important. Start a prototype with nothing, quick and dirty. At the end, the last phase is test, use feedback, adapt the innovation, and restart the cycle. Many times, I remember a lot of people say, oh, Philippe, you have to do a business plan. This is so important. So, you know, to do a business plan, it takes no more than 2 hours in a train. You know, you can copy one. Mostly of people who read the business plan like to have 2 red figures, the first and the second year, and then they want to see green figure, you know, at the end. But we don't care about that. What is very important is to have the business model canvas. I put this business model canvas of Airbnb, and this is so important. And in innovation, you have to build a lot of business model canvas. And each business model canvas will produce a business plan. I love also this picture. Design thinking was used by Obama administration in the White House. And here an amazing project in Africa, Hippo Roller, to help people to bring water in their village. 5 times more they can bring, and men can bring water to their village. They use design thinking, 2 students from South Africa. So, reminder, Nicolas, the first phase? No. Empathize. The second? Define. Third? Ideation. 4? Prototype. 5? Test. Exact. Now, if you flash this QR code, you will reach an excellent documentation made by the D School in Stanford in English. And you will have all the tools that I put only few tools in my presentation. It's okay for everybody? Thank you. Again, it's a cycle. I have to improve my presentation. Please evaluate me and flash this code and tell me what you think about my presentation. I finish.